Hello everybody, welcome back to Mind Your Money. In this video, I'm actually going to be doing a little bit of switching up our monthly bills because we have some new additions to our bills and we need to do some brainstorming in this video. So if you like budgeting videos, if you like to see, where people spend their money, then stay tuned. Hey legacy builders, welcome back to the channel. As I mentioned in the very beginning, I'm going to be talking about our new bills. So we have some new monthly bills and I need to also start planning for our annual bills a little bit better than how I have. So I'm filming this video in the middle of the day. My 2-year-old is sleeping, but my 4-year-old is awake and he's very talkative. Okay, I don't know how old Booba is, but we're going to set it up and I'm kind of want to decorate it a little bit just because I like to. Okay, the washi tape I have is not perfect. All right, so I really a little bit nervous because change is not that easy for me. And I don't know why. It's just, I think because we're on such a tight budget right now, I'm feeling nervous if I'm actually going to be able to do something that works well, like add these bills in. How am I going to adjust things and adjust for the changes? We have an emergency fund to build up. This is so ugly. Some of my tape got messy. That's what I'm talking about. And not just the emergency fund, but our short-term savings too. Like, I really want to make sure we can money aside for our clothes and keep putting money aside for Christmas. I want Christmas to be so great this year because, with the restrictions being lifted, I want to be able to enjoy it. I want to be able to travel more. And I think I'm overwhelming myself because there's so much that I'd like for us to do. And I know it's going to take some sacrifice. Maybe that's sacrificing how much we actually put towards our short-term savings, sinking funds, stuff like that. Maybe we won't be able to do as much towards cash, like spending. Maybe we'll have to change up some things. We'll have to cut somewhere in order to make this happen. In order to pay these extra bills, we're going to have to say no. And the summer is coming up. So that means the children are going to want to do activities, and we're planning for that using what I would like to say is cash that we've saved. So we have savings challenges that we've been doing, and I know that we can still do the different savings challenges, but then use the money for their activities. So like the swimming for my youngest, who seems like my oldest right now because 2-year-olds swear they're 21 already. Okay, so legacy builders, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to list out our monthly bills and then I'm going to list out our annual bills. And I want to confirm how much money we'll be able to put towards like our variables, which is like our 10 different funds, right? Because we have separate savings accounts for all of our purpose funds, cash for spending and challenges, food, of course, and our digital household and our digital miscellaneous. Now, I also want to incorporate a household cash envelope because I know it's important to have some cash on you in the home. So I'm thinking about that also. So for our monthly bills, those are we're adding new bills to that. And some of them are not necessarily bills. It's actually our giving. So I need to focus on the amount that we're going to be giving. And then I'll have to start dividing it up by week because I don't want to miss out on like having enough money in our next month's bills account. So the date, I'm going to write the bills out by date. So of course our rent is first, and this will be a mortgage one day soon, but you guys will know when we're ready to share that. On the 1st, there's rent. And then also on the 1st, there's the car insurance, it's Geico. I think we have on the 3rd. So on the 3rd is when I normally pay all of our bills. I started doing this a couple of months ago in the beginning of 2022. And I think we're going to continue with that because it's just easier to get most of the bills paid up ahead of time. So rent and Geico come out on the 1st. On the 3rd, we're going to give our first fruits offering, and that is going to be a part of our bills going forward. Also, I believe it's around the 7th, our electricity bill is due. So that's PSEG. So we'll pay that. What's next is Spectrum. So the internet is due on the 12th. So we'll have to pay that. And then on the 13th is my life insurance that comes out. So I want to make sure that that's paid. And I haven't been including it in our next month's bills contribution because it comes from a separate account. We don't pay that on our credit card. Okay, well, he shouldn't be, baby. So I don't know. I think I'll just go ahead and combine it. And that means my annual budget will have to change. We need to update how much money we're going to be setting aside for next month's bills because we're adding new bills to our list. And we're now going to incorporate our life insurance policies in that next month's bills account instead of separating it like we were before. So I'm thinking to help me with this, to help with the transition of our bills, our monthly bills increasing, I'll start using the cushion as when we do our paycheck budgets. So that'll be like our starting balance, and then whatever we transfer into the account for the paycheck, we'll combine it, and then we'll try to keep a set amount of money in the account after each paycheck. I don't know how well that's going to work, but I'm still brainstorming here. So I really need some help to get this going. We have an idea. My husband and I spoke about it. He knows what, he explained what he wants. I explained what I want. And then we came together and said, this is what we'll need to do. Because if we're going to be giving this special offering on a regular basis, like it's a set amount every single month, then it should be included in our bills, because I don't want the time to come for the offering and we don't have it. Some gifts and offering is sporadic, and it's just like, God put it on your heart to give to someone and you give, and there's a set amount of money in there. But this is going to be a continual every month thing. So I need to make sure that we have the money put aside. So when I added up all of these, the total number of these bills came to $17.85. So we need at least that amount every single month at minimum in our next month's bills account. So with that, let me get my ruler. I don't want to not have enough in there. And I don't know how long it's going to take. Maybe it'll take me 6 weeks to get accustomed to it, because that's how long it took me to get 1 month ahead, because we got that stimulus in March of 2020 or May of 2020. So that brought us up. We were able to put a good amount of money aside one time, which helped. But our total monthly bills would be $17.85. And now I need to write out our annual bills. Annually, we pay, and we were just paying Amazon and then Costco. And now we have Microsoft and GoDaddy. Because the free trial that we had with Microsoft, they charged us $120, I believe, recently. Lord have mercy. So I didn't remember. So the first, every February is going to be Microsoft. So I don't know what day. I'm just putting February. So I'm going to just set this up for the 1st of February. Let me move this over. February is Microsoft. And then also in February, GoDaddy is expected to come out. And I need to write this here because even though this is technically a business expense, if I have to, I just need to remember when it's due, right? March is next. And in March, that's Amazon. And unless they raise their prices again, we expect it to be $130 next year. That end looks wonky. And then September is Costco. Now, these are the only bills that I know and remember. I know we have, you know what? I have Netflix, but I'm using my cash rewards from my business credit card to pay off Netflix. Because that's easy. Every charge that I put on that business credit card, I get cash back. So I can use that cash back to pay off the Netflix bill, which is fine. If what I'm thinking doesn't work, if that plan doesn't work, then I'll have to include it in our monthly bills. For now, I think I'll put it into variable, only because maybe I can start paying Netflix with that. I did sign up also for, what was that? Apple TV, because I wanted to see Severance. I know, but I don't think I'll continue with that after the series ends because it's a limited series, and Apple was $4.99. So I probably won't keep Apple after March. So I'm not even going to include it in here because I want to discipline myself, not in us. I don't want us spending money where we don't need to, because Apple doesn't have like all of the best shows. I think it's Macbeth. I tried watching it, but I couldn't. It wasn't for me. But Severance was really good. I like those like psychological thrillers and, you know, the dark comedy, but that's about it. So I think we are going to keep Netflix, definitely. And I'll see if my strategy works where I just keep it on the business credit card and then use the cash back from that card to pay it. That way the credit card company's paying it for me. I would like that. Now, our variables are our 10 different funds, okay? So, my goodness, this is a lot. There's clothing, back to school, Christmas, the vehicle fund. We have our PC and life. There's a whole lot of them. Vehicle insurance. So, for spending and challenges, that's going to be variable. We need that. And then, of course, for food/groceries, we need that. And then we have our digital envelopes, which are savings accounts. So we have household, and then we have miscellaneous. And we keep those online for like when we need to use our credit card, we'll pull from this. So this one, this is digital. Let me write this in a different color. This is digital and this is digital because they're savings accounts. But I also want to have a cash one, a cash household. So I'll write household cash because I need to make sure we have cash on us for those mini emergencies, right? And then we also have a miscellaneous cash envelope. And that's again for anything that comes up. It's like, oops, I forgot about that. And I need to make sure we can take care of something quick. If we're in church and we want to give somebody, we're not going to use our credit card. We'll just send them the money. So this would be cash and this would be cash. And this varies, so I don't have an amount. But let's say if our goal for our funds is $5,000, and that's just what I chose. My husband doesn't really look at the numbers like that. He's not into the details. But if we divide that by 10, each fund would need $500, right? So let me get like a little stick note because I don't want to forget my numbers. So for the fund, we would need $500 per month for each of the funds. And then for cash spending and challenges, I think we could keep it the same for now. $100 per week. So a little bit of cash for my husband, some cash for me, and then we put some cash into like our variable envelopes. All of those envelopes, like eating out, and then we have our 3 children, and then we have like our marriage envelope, homeschool and whatnot. Those are not, they don't have exact goals, but I want to make sure we can put some money in some of those variably. So $100 seems like a good fit, which would be either $400 or $500 per month, depending on how many Fridays there are in the month, since we get paid every Friday. So what I'm thinking, maybe we could shoot for $150. That way we have enough for our cash spending that we do not track, and then we have some for put aside to do some challenges every now and then. So $150. And how many envelopes do we actually have? Let me see. Let's move this to the side. We have our eating out. That's 1. This is digital. Miscellaneous, that's 2. Laundry, there's a different envelope for this, so that's 3. Oh, blessings, that's 4. Marriage is 5. And then these are challenges, and the challenges will change every now and again. So that's 5 so far. But then we have our 3 boys. I'm not going to pull that notique out now, but that's 5 with our 3 boys. That brings us to 8. And then if we consider homeschool, another one. And then we have dollar store. That's 10. So 10 different. Okay. Between the 10 funds, $100 per week. Cash for spending and challenges, $150 per week. Let me make that actually look like I have 5. And then for food, $100 per week. For household, this is the digital envelope, $25 per week. For miscellaneous, we'll do, say, $10 per week. And household cash, I would give ourselves $10. And then for miscellaneous household envelope, that'd be $5, which is out of frame. So this is me just coming up with a number based on the fact that we'll be starting these cash envelopes. So even with that amount, we should be able to make it work. And we are basically breaking down how much we would need for these different categories and figure out how much money we need to bring in each month. So we want to be able to control how much income we have coming in, how much we keep, how much we save, right? So this is what I'm going to go with. $100 per week for funds, right? $150 for cash, $100 for food, $25 for the digital household envelope, $10 for the miscellaneous digital, right? And then $10 for the household cash, and $10 for $5 for the miscellaneous cash. So that's $400. So essentially, we need $400 every single week to make this work. Oh, I hope this works. Okay. This is how things are changing for us. This is how things are changing. So $17.85 for our monthly bills. I haven't even gotten to our different savings for emergency fund and for investing yet. $4.85 for annual bills. And we already have a Costco fund and an Amazon fund, which obviously fits here. So since we've already started, we can just break up that $100 per month there. I actually have a savings for Tasha Loves Life. That's my website and my blog. I can use that savings to help here, but I need to make sure that we can still cover it if there is an emergency or what have you. Microsoft, we have to start one. All right, now we have to think about our long-term savings. That's what I'm going to call it. We have our emergency fund, and I'm saying long-term, but I guess it would be long-term. So our emergency fund, this is I don't even know if I want to call it long-term savings, because once we fully fund it, we won't have to put any additional money in there. We just leave it. And then we have our taxable brokerages. So I'm just going to lump them into one, give myself some space. So taxable brokerages, and we have M1 Finance, we have Robinhood, we have TD Ameritrade, we have Webull, and I think that's it. Oh, Coinbase. So that's 5. So we have 5 of those. And then we have my husband's IRA. I'm not contributing to mine as yet because I'm not working. I'll see. I'll put mine there just in case. Okay. So these are the different categories that we need to make sure we're saving for, right? Emergency fund, taxable brokerages, 5 of those, the IRA for my husband, and the separate IRA for myself. Now, I want to make sure we also put down that this is temporary. This is not going to be forever, even though it's I don't know, maybe it's not considered a long-term savings, but I think it fits for now because we are going to be contributing to that until it's fully funded. So this is going to fluctuate. This is not going to be a set amount of money each month. It's basically whatever is left over, we're putting it there. So, but I would like to at least put, let's say if it's $100 per week, that's $400 per month into these. So we'll put at minimum $400 per month. And I need to make sure this is also, this is actually per week, right? Or per, yeah, this is per week. $400 per week for variables. And then this is per month. All of our bills. And then the annual bills, of course, that's yearly. So this is what I need to figure out now with these bills. If I divide that $17.85 into 4 weeks, we have a minimum at least 4 pages. That's $4.46 every week. So I would round that up to $4.50. We would need at least $450 per week to make sure all of these things are taken care of at their minimum amounts. So that's how it's going to change our paycheck budgets. Dividing the monthly amount that we need for these bills into four paychecks, that's how much I need to put aside each week. So, okay, so let's do this. Let's break down the paycheck budget. Let's do like a sample paycheck budget right now to see. So let's say this is paycheck number 1. And for bills, which is next month's bills, we need at least $450 every single week to take care of all of those bills. And then for our long-term savings, that's investing, that's the emergency fund. So, I'll put LT save, and that is $100 minimum per week. This is for the first paycheck. And then our annual bills, this overlaps because we have 10 funds here, but we need to make sure we're putting money aside into those. So, with household being $400 per week, we could give ourselves that. Let's see something. The annual bills is $485 per year. We divide that by 12 months. That's $40. Oh, you can't see that. Sorry. That's $40.42 every single month. And if you divide it, let's just keep that at 40. 40 divided by 4, of course, is $10. So we need an extra $10 per week to help us put money aside for those, right? For those annual bills. Again, it overlaps here a little bit because included in those 10 funds is our Amazon and our Costco funds. But let's see, if we say, I'll put funds here, F-U-N-D-S, and we need $100 per week for that, plus another $10 to help take care of some of our annual bills. So that would be $110 every single week. And then, of course, we can't forget about our other variables. So that's our miscellaneous. I'm bringing back my sticky because we did my stick note. We already took care of that in the annual bills. Cash for spending is $150 per week. $100 for food, $25, $10, and $10. So if we just take $100 from that, that's $300 for variable. So we'll put $300 for variable. All right, and then we haven't considered our regular tithe that we do every single week, and that's dependent upon exactly how much the paycheck is. Again, what I'm thinking here, temporarily, we're just working with my husband's income and we use a portion of that. We may have to increase how much we're using from that, and then we will have to start including the cushion that we have and taking a little bit each time. So our first paycheck budget, right, not including what our tithes would be, that's $450 for bills, $100 for our long-term savings, that's all investments and whatnot, $110 for our funds, including some annual bills, and then $300 for variable. So we need $960. I think we were using that before. So we need at least that much to take care of all of these expenses, and then whatever our giving will come off of the top. So our minimum needed income to be able to take care of at least $100 per week into one or more of these long-term savings goals, fully take care of bills for each month, put some money aside for annual bills, and then our variable. What do you guys think? Would that work? Does it make sense? All right. This has been my brainstorming session. Let me know if you have any tips or ideas, or did I miss anything? Did I miscalculate anything? Because that does tend to happen. I'm not perfect. Yeah, I hope this makes sense. And I think this is how we're going to do it, because even if it's just for a couple of months, maybe it's just for the second quarter, we stick to this until we increase our income. And once we fully fund the emergency fund, that's going to free up money. So we're not like so hard, pinched with that. And we'll have 2 separate household and miscellaneous envelopes. 2 of them are digital, right? And 2 are cash. And with cash, I know cash doesn't go as easily. So we may be able to hold on to that and keep rolling over every week. So then it doesn't have to be as difficult for us to buy the things that we need for the house, just to keep things clean, or, our, personal things. Let me know what you guys think. This is my first brainstorming session, but I really wanted to reach out to you guys because a few of you have been very supportive and given me really good advice and helped me to see where I've made errors and where I could be better in helping my family get to our financial freedom. So please comment down below and have a wonderful day. Remember to mind your money, manage it well, and live your lives abundantly. Bye for now. Thanks for being here.